3 years ago, on July 26, 2017, the champion Jenos was released for Paladins Champions of the Realm as the new support champion. With this release came the addition of a legendary called Luminary. Luminary, on release, gave you and your heal targets 15% damage amp on your weapon attacks. This is the only damage amp applied to players after the item aggression was removed. This promotes a pocket playstyle which in itself is problematic as an idea. Corvus has a very similar problem to this, but today we're talking about Jenos. The issue with applying a damage amp to your teammates is that there's no actual counter to it. Every other support falls off late game when the enemy buys Cauterize and Resilience. Grover and Dama's CC abilities have reduced duration. Furious Pockets have less of an impact. Luminary never falls off and remains 15% damage amp the entire game without any counter to it at all. The argument could be made that Io is a counter with the 15% damage reduction with her talent Goddess's Blessing. However, her DR doesn't have 100% uptime, Luminary has 0% downtime. At the same time with this, Io can only DR pocket one person at a time, while Jenos in late game with Chronos 3 is able to pocket 3 of his teammates with a 15% damage amp. You can always have a Lumi pocket on someone, you can't always have a DR pocket on someone the entire game since Moonlight will run out. This lets Jenos be at the top of the meta with buffing his team with an uncounterable utility while being one of the easiest supports to use, if not the easiest. His kit is extremely basic and easy to use with an auto-aim heal with Astral Mark, mobility you don't actively have to think about with Stellar Wind, and an auto-aim crowd control ability with Void Grip. While other support champions such as Maldamba may remain outclassed by him because of this. Jenos has an extremely low skill floor and skill ceiling with having little to improve on. You can hit your ults, you can grip after cooldowns are used, you can do your heal rotations correctly, but when you get that down, what else can you improve on? The answer? Nothing. You don't feel improvement when you play Jenos because in reality there's nothing to improve on compared to other supports like Grover or Damba where you can practice or improve hitting your crowd control abilities with Snake Toss or Crippling Throw. There's nothing to actually improve on with Jenos. This makes his skill ceiling and skill floor extremely low while being one of the best supports in the game because of the utility he can bring to the team with Luminary. Associated with this is the playstyle behind Jenos is very uninvolved in the fight as well due to his ability to heal through walls. You're not involved in the fight with the playstyle he promotes as you buff your teammates behind walls. A while back, one of the AOC recommendations by Z1 Unknown did to help compensate for this was to nerf the range card for his heal, which is Light Years. The range nerf would have the heal range nerfed from 10% per level to 4% per level. Now in theory, this would make Jenos have to be more involved in team fights and not have such a stay back playstyle. However, they did this without any compensation to his kit besides a measly 6 bullets. But Jenos doesn't really do DPS. He has one of the lowest DPS in the game next to Ying, and didn't fix the problem with him, and personally made him more unfun to play for me since the range is so bad now. Light Years at level 4 now compared to what it used to be is only a couple steps, making the card close to useless in your loadouts. This is what range with Light Years 4 is right now. This is the range without any Light Years at all. It's like 2 steps. The nerf to it just killed the card while Luminary still remains at the top of the meta next to other pocket champions such as Corvus, which is champion Jenos is commonly compared to, both being pocket champions and buffing their team. The difference between the two is that Corvus' spread healing will eventually fall off late game once Cauterize comes online. At the end of the game, when a DPS has a Corvus pocket and a DPS has a Jenos pocket, the Jenos pocket is more likely to win since the buff that Jenos provides doesn't get diminished as the game goes on. The lifesteal and spread healing Corvus provides to his team will have a lower value once Cauterize is bought, which is why Jenos has an edge on Corvus in the pocket meta we're currently in. With that, I think Luminary should be removed from the game. The devs seriously need to look at Jenos because the damage amp that Luminary gives is incomparable to damage amps like Fury and Torvald, in my opinion. But that's my take on Jenos, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm looking to do more videos in general, so if you want to stick around, that'd be awesome too. But anyways, that's all for the video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye!
Yo, fuck Jenos! All my homies hate Jenos!